we gonna be out of here. Stanford, Morehouse, Spelman.
Okay.
This is something Einstein spent his entire life trying to do.
I gotta say, this movie was a dope concept to the movie.
Scary, but you inspire me. You going places, CJ, and since Pops is gone, I gotta make sure that you get there.
I don't need you always playing Big Brother.
I'm the only big brother you got. NYPD don't move!
Calvin Walker, a 19-year-old black teen, was allegedly shot and killed by an NYPD officer.
Calvin Walker's the brother,
who was
got
armed
killed.
with nothing but a cell phone.
I'm so sorry about all of this. If I could go back and fix it, I would.
Her, the main character, CJ Walker, which I thought was pretty interesting. Her friend is Sebastian.
Get them out of there, then he's saved.
We only have so many times to get this right. Everything's gonna need to be perfect.
What's today's date?
June 28th.
So they did their first successful jump.
They're too late. It's about controlling something we obviously have no control over.
My brother.
So they're trying to time travel back in time to save the
How
brother.
many times have you jumped back, CJ? We're not superheroes.
Where is the justice?
We can't do this anymore.
We only have 2 jumps left.
Where is the justice?
And they kept doing this all wrong, man. This was a good movie, but they kept doing stuff wrong.
When will it end for the whole nation?
You gotta listen to us. You're going to get killed.
So the part that kept getting to me was, okay. All right, so the movie was See You Yesterday. It was a really good movie, a really good concept to the movie. But what I think that it was small things that they kept messing up on. Small things that they kept messing up at. So like I said, it's a Spike Lee movie, and the movie is based around time traveling. I keep on saying Madam CJ Walker. CJ Walker, the main character, and her friend Sebastian, are sort of young geniuses, and they figured out the concept, not the concept, but the way to perform time travel. And they successfully perform it, and within doing so, they ended up altering some events in time. One of the events they altered is her brother actually being killed. So they wanted to try to travel back in time again to change that, to see if they can divert that and stop that from happening. And one of the attempts they tried to do that, they ended up running into their former selves from a previous time travel jump, and ended up getting one of themselves killed. Sebastian ended up getting killed. With him getting killed, she ends up saving her brother and of losing her friend Sebastian. So now she's trying to wrap her brother's mind around the concept of time traveling and get him on board with trying to go back again to save both of them. They kept running around the city though, and that's the part that was catching me. They would time travel, they'd show up at the spot, and then they would immediately start running on foot, trying to go certain places physically and divert and change things and change situations and change outcomes on foot when they can easily just call someone. That was the part that was frustrating me the most. One of the events that happened was there was a store called Corlitos that got robbed, and the guys who were running from the robbery who performed it, they bumped into CJ's brother, Calvin, and his friend. The police end up coming down that same street. The guys who ran off, they were gone, they had disappeared, and the only 2 people that were left there was CJ's brother and his friend. So the police confront them 2. And I don't know if they resisted arrest or if they argued, but the police ends up shooting her brother. I'm not sure if his friend got killed or not, but I know her brother got killed. And what was frustrating me was I would have simply time travel back to that date, I would have had Sebastian pull out his phone. I pull out my phone. We call the store, Carlito's store. Let them know, hey, there's 2 guys getting ready to come in. This is their description. They're gonna try to rob you. Do not let them in your store. Matter of fact, you call the police too as well, and don't let them in your store, or lock the door, or have your gun on you right as soon as they come in. I would have had Sebastian call in my brother and her brother and tell him, hey, don't go down this street. Go down a different street. Matter of fact, I probably would have called him and made a fake call and say, hey, CJ's in trouble. She needs your help real quick, and made him come where we're at. You know, get him out of that area, out of that particular part of the city, just by making a phone call, instead of you guys trying to waste time and run clear across the city or the town trying to get to this guy. Just make the phone call. And then it was also said in the movie that they only had 10 minutes. This wormhole that they created that allows them to travel through time. They only had 10 minutes before that hole closed, and they weren't able to travel back. And instead of them wasting 10 minutes running and ripping and running all over the town, stand right where you are and make those phone calls and see if you can change time that way. And you don't have to sit there and run and risk getting caught by random people, risk getting caught by the cops or somebody damaging your equipment, anything like that. So that was frustrating. And then the most frustrating part was the ending. It was a very stupid ending. I get it. Directors are wanting to be creative and they want to leave the ending kind of up in the air and let you be creative. And it's like, I don't want to be creative. I want to witness I don't go to an art gallery so that I can paint. I go to the art gallery so that I can appreciate what somebody else has painted. Don't not finish your painting and then hand me a brush when I walk in your gallery. It's just gonna make me mad. So I don't like that particular way of ending movies. It creates a popular discussion, but overall, it's to me, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Overall, it was a great movie. If I had to rate it 1 out of 10, I'd give it a solid 8.5, because there was a lot of different little holes in the plot that was kind of weird. So I would give it a solid 8.5, easy. But yeah, go check it out on Netflix. Good movie.